So today's session is on obstetric emergencies for the EDIC Part 2 exam preparation. Last class we discussed about obstetric emergencies, the theoretical portions in details. And today we shall be doing one CBS and a few practical based exam, that is the table based viva questions that we do. So 36 years old female, the history has been given. Previously, blood transfusion history APH around 6 weeks back, that is 1.5 months back. Now she is presented with yellowish discoloration of eyes and with some PV bleed, which you notice is mostly spotting. And a few investigations have been given to you. So how will you approach this lady? She is in your emergency department.
Yeah, may I start?
Please.
Yeah, she's 36 years female with bad obstetric history. Initially, she was presented with EPH, and after 6 weeks, she again came to ER emergency department with jaundice, and her indirect bilirubin was 2.3, and she also had parvaginal bleeding, which is not much. She has spotting only. So my approach will be in this case the ABC. I guess the airway is okay, normal here, and I may start oxygen if required. If your SpO2 is low, then I'll monitor breathing pattern. Then in circulation, I'll start the IV cannula and look for the SpO2 as well. And investigations was given, but I would like to know the LDH level and platelet level here, and I'll inform the gynecologist, obstetrician, and we'll do the USG abdomen. And here, my differential diagnosis will be one, probably delayed blood transfusion reactions. So I'd like to know the Coombs test here. They might have again APH and vaginal bleeding may be concealed, although its spotting is there. And as you have mentioned, her CBC, I guess the hemoglobin, the PCV is elevated. If it is so, I would probably it's because of the hemo concentration. So I'd like to give fluid and assess her hemodynamics. That will be my initial approach.
So in a case, whenever you receive a obstetric case as your long case, you can be very much assured that the first daily 4 vignettes, right? 4 to 5 vignettes. The first vignette will be about obs case. From the second vignette, it will be about something else, because the full vignette will be about obs case. So usually the obs case is a 2 to 3 things are there. Usually the case of preeclampsia or eclampsia, along with a DIC or APH or something else is there. So in examination, everybody knows in examination what do you need to examine when the patient has arrived with the APH-like features along with a BP, where diastolic BP is actually fitting the criteria for preeclampsia, right? You all know it. Whether the headache, the vision, any neurological impairment, is there any pain abdomen, is there any 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 signs of low platelet count, that is your any bleeding or any spottings over the skins for bleeding manifestations. Those you need to rule out, the danger signs of preeclampsia. So basically in the exam, they will not ask you what are the danger signs of preeclampsia. So for people who have got exam, I think they know. For the more junior candidates, they will not ask you directly what are the danger signs of preeclampsia. But when they ask you how you approach this patient, they will expect you that you will do a brief clinical examination, a few directed tests, not everything, and you will give a definitive 3-4 points reading. So Dr. Hood was with whom I was interacting at Uppal. So he did a good job. He did not go to the exam on the examination part. If he had gone there, I am pretty sure he would have told about danger signs also. So it's very important to give the point out clinical exam. Whenever you practice, always practice clinical examinations, a few points, then investigations, then the management. Because if you don't do clinical examination at all, that gives a very bad impression. Okay.
Right. Okay.
So I think enough time has been given. So somebody should unmute and just tell me the approach to shortness of breath in this clinical scenario. See, that is the important one in this clinical scenario. Otherwise, everybody knows shortness of breath approach. Yeah. So if somebody can just unmute, otherwise, whoever wants can, even the previous speaker also. I mean, the previous participant also.
Sir, in this case, the shortness of breath is most probably due to pulmonary edema, and I will have to evaluate with this context because the patient has hypertension or it can have a dilated cardiomyopathy also. So I will have to auscultate the lungs, the heart sounds. I will ask for X-rays after taking care of the ABC, airway, breathing, ventilation, and circulation, and optimize antihypertensive medications.
Antihypertensive medication. I mean, anything else apart from pulmonary edema or something else you would want to do for a case of pulmonary edema?
Delayed transfusion factor naturally can also, usually it happens within 6 hours, but it can be the possible cause or some immune.
Has the patient received any blood products here? It's not mentioned, right?
No, sir.
He
No, it was
got it
delayed.
6 weeks back. So Trally is definitely not a PD here.